Sharupa, I've known you for a long time, so I think that you would be prepared to answer this question. You know, how do you think we have an opportunity at Walden to be a world leader in this topic of developing cultural humility or giving people prescriptive guidance and being prepared to serve the world?
All right. I will actually start with your definition where you said we could start first with self-reflection, self-critique. I will relate to my personal experiences. Came from India and I came to US, and I have never seen so much diversity in the world. So that's where I started. And then I started with working a faculty member who is from America, but who was working in South Asia, started working with her. And I realized, wow, it's a very close country, but whole different culture.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my real self-thought and self-reflection started. So that's a basic tenet of cultural humility. You start with self-reflection, self-thought, and then you bring everyone with you and try to incorporate that sense of self-reflection, self-critique. And another thing I'll start as a faculty member is when you go to the classroom, which is another aspect of cultural humility, is when we go to the classroom, we always think like we are the faculty members, but we have the students who are coming in, or our main focus should be to bring them to the table with an equal power. Like we are coming in with a knowledge of scientific research and psychology or social work or nursing, whatever it is. But our students, they're coming in with their personal experiences, and their own perspectives that we don't have. So it's a lifelong learning for both of us. So that we can bring all those things into Walden's mission of social change and understanding the cultural humility. And I think I relate to what Tamika probably was saying about creating training sessions about, for our faculty members or also maybe for the students, for the basic understanding of cultural humility and how we can develop ourselves so that we can bring the entire community, entire university to the world. So another tenet of cultural humility is you work with the advocates who are
Mm-hmm.
already out there. We're already out there and making the progress and helping others, to become culturally sensitive, culturally humble. So that's what Walden can do to build the entire community as a university, and then go out there, work with the advocates who are already out there working in the field and make ourselves known.
Sarupa, you and I are both, to some degree, you more than I, students of Dr. Bonnie Nastasi. So when you talked about going to the communities, you made me think about the concept of working with cultural brokers who are
Yes.
already in communities, as opposed to going in communities and telling people what they need, understand what the community has decided or the community has already identified as their most significant needs.
Very true. Thank you.
Lamar, when we have these discussions that we're having today, it oftentimes feels like it's cyclical, or it's getting a lot of attention today and not so much the next day, or the next weeks or the next month. Um, when you think about the conversation we're having right now and our role as educators, how do we maintain this discussion about cultural humility, closing success gaps, um, inclusiveness? How do we make that a part of what we do, and we don't lose momentum?
I think for me is that every semester or every quarter, we need to start off with the discussion and continue that discussion with our students, with our co-workers, other faculty members. I think it's important that the reason I think that it's important is that we don't lose that momentum. If we look at what's going on in our world today, you see a lot of people out there, rightly so, marching for social justice because of what happened, in Minnesota. Unfortunately, something else can happen a couple weeks from now that will take away the attention that we've been giving to our social justice needs. So we need to always make sure that we bring it to the forefront, not in a hostile way, but more in an educational way, and educating our colleagues, educating our students on the importance of these issues, on the importance of looking at ourselves and asking ourselves, you know, why do we feel this way, or what am I doing to either contribute to the problem or contribute to the success, to the improvement.
Lamar, your statement about student success or contribute to the success is really an important one, and it makes me reflect on Bud Hodgkinson's initial paper about the premise of Walden University. And the idea was that Walden would be a place where everybody had a chance to get an advantage of learning from everybody. Mm-hmm. So that both our students who were traditionally underrepresented and students who were represented well in the university setting, in community and leadership roles, would have an opportunity to learn from each other. And the other idea that was expressed is that the faculty member was not an all-knowing person in this setting, that we capitalized and used what our students brought to the environment